Welcome back, gearheads, to another spine-tingling episode of Outlaw Motors. Nice trim. This time, we're going to look at the old Ford truck turn signals wiper switch that when your truck's 5 years old, the windshield wipers start running even though you don't touch the switch. I know there's already a dozen videos out there of guys who replace this switch or try to fix this switch. And they're all 8-9 minute videos, how easy it is to fix this switch. Yeah, you take the cover off with the 3 7/32 screws up underneath, and then you take the switch out with 2 little T10 screws, and you just slide the new switch in, and voila, you fixed it. Yes, that is the best way to fix the issue. But what they don't show you is what goes bad in this thing. And I'm going to take this apart and show you exactly what went bad in there and why it's not fixable. So the best thing to do is go buy the $50 stick at the auto parts store and fix it with by just replacing it with the brand new one. Okay guys, here we are back at the workbench on a fresh piece of white paper. I'll show you what I did when I took this switch apart, what I found. The same kind of T10 screws that hold the new switch into the truck hold the 2 halves of the mount together. There's your turn signal, and it has springs and plastic things, and it's well greased, and there's your wiggly white thing, and then there's the piece that holds the wiggly white thing to the stalk with this steel roll pin. That was funny, they use a steel roll pin to hold together a bunch of plastic. And then here's the little circuit board that you see, and one guy cleans all the grease off of this to fix it, and he says it's fixed if you clean all the grease off of that, which that is not the case, as you'll see. And then here's the plastic stock. I just destroyed this thing trying to get it apart. It's darn near impossible to get apart. But you start by taking off the pull off the spinning knob at the very end that has the push button on it, and that thing is on there good. All it has in it is some springy indentions that clicks when you turn it. There's no mechanism really in there, but it is in there good. I drilled a slot in it so I could smack it with a hammer and screwdriver to get it apart. And it goes down inside this thing, which is mounted down in through this thing with all the little indentions on it. That part doesn't turn, but it makes all the clicks. And it goes through this thing. No, this thing is where your this piece is where the actual electrical connection mechanism goes, and it's held together with two little T6 screws, like from a computer. Had to use a computer screwdriver to get that apart, and it's all housed inside this piece, which doesn't turn, and it's at the end of the stalk. And if you look in here, the actual mechanism that turns has all your electrical connections for your, I guess, for your wiper on and off and your delay. And you can see a little piece of red plastic broken off in there. That's part of the problem, because that thing, and it's well greased, they really overdid it with the electrical grease. And it rides on this contact plate. And there's the other piece of the red contact jumper spinning thing. Now that piece is actually destroyed, because there's a piece of it broken off down in there. That's what I found when I gently took all this out of this housing after removing the two screws. Now this thing here, this little red nubbin, I'm going to try to take that off of there with one hand. It's a little rubbery plastic piece, and it has been damaged. That's a little rubbery. I don't know if you can see it. It's like cut and destroyed. There's a piece in there. But when that thing went bad, look what it did to this little circuit board. It ripped through that little contact plate, and it is damaged. And that's more than likely what causes this thing to stay on. And so you cannot repair that. And the people that just went and bought new and put in, that's the way to fix it. $50, 10 minutes, and you're done. It's definitely not anything with this circuit board. That's actually, there's no circuit in there. All it is contacts that lead on into the computer. See, there's the contact plate for your turn signals and headlight and high beams. Right there, there's actually no chips on that. It's nothing but contacts. So there you have it. Replace. It's impossible to repair that little thing there. See you next time. Oh, just as a bonus minute, if you recall, the old Valiant was stolen and somebody stole the radio out of it. I had this old 8-track player up on the shelf. I was going to put in the Valiant, but unfortunately bench tested it and it does not work. So no 8-track for the old Plymouth.